What's up, money magnets? It's your Uncle Charles here. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Today, once again, I'm gonna cover SPY QQQ Tesla NVDA coin and IWM. Despite a new pivot all-time high, SPY did manage to get a red day last Friday, closing back below the 628 level. Now, one of the things that I was talking about last week was the weekly chart. The week of July 7th, we had a doji candle. So I said, I'm not expecting us to get another doji. I'm not expecting another choppy week. Doji candles on the weekly chart are usually rare. And you can see here that on the weekly chart, we had that weekly close just above the high of last week's, well, July 7th doji candle. That high was at 626.87. So we'll go back to the daily chart. We look at the low of last Friday's, which is around 626.46. So right around that 626.5 to .8 area, the midway section between 626 to 627 is very important coming into this new week. Based on the low of last Friday, based on the weekly chart, which is very powerful, if bears are looking for signs of a top, well, we did break back below that 628 level last Friday. But if there is bearish continuation starting Monday, Friday into Monday, the bears must keep price below 628 and break down that 626.5 area. If they can do that, we can drop back down to the 5 DMA, which is around the 625.3-ish area. I have a fib level at 624, 622, and a critical fib level at 618. That was a tough buy zone. Not once but twice in July, and that's the main level I need to see break down for signs of a correction to the downside. Corrections are usually like $20-$30 moves to the downside. Usually. And if we can break down that 618 level, the bears can possibly get their correction. But right now, we're not seeing signs of a correction. We're getting micro pullbacks here and there. Remember, tops usually come in not just with false breakout setups, but big volume, rug pull style, drops to the downside, elevator down style. We have not been getting that. We've been getting some small pullbacks here and there, and the dip buyers just been buying it all up, which is what sent us to new all-time highs. So once again, if you are a bear, you want to see price stay below 628 and break down 626.4, 625.3, and 624, and possibly send us back down to 618. And below 618, I would favor SPY going in correction mode. Otherwise, we're still overall bullish here. We're still overall bullish on the SPY as long as above 626.5. That's a breakout of the weekly on the weekly chart. That doji candle's high. So we can continue to stay above that level, clear 628 and 630. I do have fib extensions to the upside, even though we are in uncharted territory. Thanks to the fib levels, we have extension levels. So above 628, I have 630, 631.6, and 633. If we can clear 628 and 630, we'll continue to set new all-time highs. Otherwise, watch what the price actually wants to do. I give you guys the levels, the setups. Now it's on you guys to trade it unbiasedly. Here is triple Q. You gotta be very careful that no evening star pattern is forming here. It is a 3-candle pattern. And usually the way you trade it is you watch the low of that second candle, which is around 559.98. We'll say 560, okay? That's also a fib level that I have. If triple Q breaks down 560, that's your sign that we are going to pull back. Possibly a big body red candle. So it should be a nice move. Short or look for puts if 560 fails to put the lower targets in play. 557, 555.5, 554 or lower would be my targets. But below 560, I would look to short. Now if we're above 560, then there's no signs of bearish strength coming. It's not the time to short. I do have resistance at 562, and if 562 clears, I have 563.2 and 564.8 as targets to the upside. So watch that 560 level. Below it, look to short. Above it, bulls can possibly get a bounce back to the upside. Here is Tesla. That definitely got a bounce to the upside after recapturing that 320.5 level, bouncing off the 5 DMA, coming just shy of my next fib level around the 331.6 area. If bulls can clear 330 and 331.6. This coming week, we can head back to the top of Unco's triangle pattern here, which could send Tesla all the way up to 345 to 347 zone. Above that would be breakout mode. But if this is a true rejection, now that we came close or testing the fib resistant level, if it's a true rejection, it needs to break down support levels. I have 328, 326, 324, 322, and 320.5. Below 320.5, I would favor a lower high is in. We're likely dropping down to 309.3, and below 309.3 would not only break down a fib level, but it would also break down my triangle pattern here and would be extremely bearish. Possibly $20 to $40 move to the downside. You won't want to miss that. NVDA chopping sideways, not quite an inside candle setup, but it's chopping sideways. Levels are still the same. 172.5 is still support. Above that, 174 is the next tough resistant level, and if it clears, new all-time high. So 172.5 is the range. Gotta clear 174 for new all-time highs. But if it's pullback time, below 172.5 puts 171 and 169ish in play. Below 169 is when I would favor a deeper pullback, possibly a 10 up, maybe a 5 to 10, maybe $15 move to the downside. But I would need to see bearish strength to be able to trust the move, which would need it to break down 171 and 169. Here is coin with the weirdest looking candle I've ever seen in my life. Is just a line here. Apparently the body was too tiny, but it closed around my fib level at 419.7. That's the equilibrium level for this week. If it's above that, I have 430 or higher in play. The high of this candle is at 444 plus, so above 419.7 is definitely bullish, and below 419.7 I do have support at 418 and 416.5. Those levels fail. 411.6, 410, 406, possibly all the way back down to 400 will be back in play for coin. Here is IWM. Gotta be careful with IWM because triple Q looking like it's forming an evening star pattern, but IWM look like it has itself a dark cloud covered candle, which is also bearish. But this is a 2 candle pattern. It's looking that way, guys. It's looking kind of bearish, so we gotta be careful here. Now it's looking bearish now, but you guys know things could change in a day. Things could change in a minute. That's the crazy part. But the main thing for us is to watch that 223 level. As long as below 223, IWM definitely has a shot at more downside to be bearish. Bearish confirmation would be to take out the low of this big red candle, or even watch the 5 DMA. That's up to you. But the low of this big red candle is at 221.98. Now my 5 DMA is at 221.8. I also have a fib level at 221.5. So you guys can pick what pivot level you want. For me personally, the pivot level I'll be watching is 221.5 because I'm a fib level guy. And if it does break down 221.5, I'm going to look to short on IWM with 220, 218 or much lower in play. I think if it's lost, I think we're going to get much lower. Possibly an M pattern could be forming, but I don't know yet. Could still be too early. If 223 recaptures, then yeah, no M pattern. We're bullish again above 223, and clearing 225 would be bullish confirmation to 227 and the 230 area. So above 223 we're bullish, but as long as below 223 and we break down 221.5, the bears definitely have a shot to get a lot more downside, at least down to 218, 216 area. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys today. I love y'all so much. Good luck this week. Let's attract this money. Remember, you guys are money magnets. You guys are master traders. Embody it, be it, feel it. Peace.